So, heat advisory today. It's going to just be an easy Sunday. I do have to pick up some a little mini order of groceries and then some things that I needed for my upcoming trip to Salem. I'm going to do that today. I have to do some cleaning, kind of just a average Sunday, and then hopefully if all goes to plan, tomorrow I will be getting coffee with a friend. Tuesday I'm supposed to go walking with a friend slash coworker. Wednesday I might go kayaking. I'm also going to be start maxing this week, so I have behind me a bunch of new releases and I'm going to just kind of test them out. What I do is I read the first 25 pages of all of them and decide which ones I want to put on hold on Libby, and then I return the books. So I have about 8, I think, back there that I want to tackle this week, and that means I probably got to do 2 a day to get that done before my trip, because these books got to go back to the library before I take off. I've got some movies and some TV shows that I want to watch, and I will take you along with me to the bigger stuff and then the little stuff too. If the weather is great, then I do plan on doing some of that outdoorsy stuff. If it's not, I'll probably be reading extra or watching extra. I'll keep you posted. Also, like, that's my reading chair, and I was planning on reading a little bit this morning too, but I'm not going to wake him up, so I guess I will go pick up my Target order, and then when I get back, maybe he'll be out of my reading chair. If not, I'm just going to read downstairs. Okay, little nonsense haul. I got RX bar minis, and these I just got to stuff in like my airplane bag, and then I have been working on my emergency bags, like my go bug out, whatever you want to call them, bags, and I should stick a couple in those. And then I needed a little cutlery set for going back to work, so this was $5. It's just a fork, a spoon, and a knife in a black container. I got some makeup setting spray, Up All Night Blue Light Micro Setting Mist from e.l.f. I think that was $10. I got a travel brush because I can't find either of my travel brushes. So I picked up this black Wet n Wild. This I shouldn't have grabbed, but I did. Cadbury Mini Harvest Handfuls. Never had them before, but I feel like if I get these like little mini treats, then maybe when I'm hungry for a treat, I can just grab a few, scratch the itch, and be done with it. We'll see. My kid needed some pencils, so I got some sharpened pencils and erasers. And then I'm gonna give this a shot and travel with these little travel toothbrushes and see if it does the trick. And I got myself some cushion socks because mine are looking and feeling not very cushiony anymore. They're done. They're on their last leg. Every single pair of socks I own needs to be tossed. So I did get my son a huge pack of cushion socks. These were on sale for like $10.99, I think. Okay, so that is it for this little Target haul. I had to run in because I forgot to order a tension rod, and downstairs in that kind of dark room that I have going on where I watch all my horror movies, the light from the windows on the front door, it ruins the mood, because that room is right by the front, like the front walk-in area. So I got a tension rod and some curtains, and now that room is kind of more sealed off so I can watch my horror, and it can be actually dark in there and there's no beaming midday glow. Other than that, my family's about to wake up, so I guess I got to get the second part of the day started. My husband makes the little stamps for Mexican bingo, so there's like the sweetbread and the Coca-Colas, and then the little, oh, I forget what you call these. They're like the little mug things. So cute. All I did last night was clean laundry, floors. I did put a new brush on my Tenneco, so my floors are like excellent. Whenever you replace the brush on your Tenneco, it really gets the job done. So first washing with the new brush. And I did read, I got to page 144 on Royal Assassin. Excellent. This is headed towards another 5-star, and I think I might as well just order the third book in this series. And I probably would like to read her other series too. Is it her? Robin? Robin is a they. I would like to read more by Robin Hobb. And I decided that for my samplers this week, I'm going to have to do not 25 pages of each book. I'm going to have to do 10 pages of each book. So I sampled 2 books last night. Decomposition book by Sarah Van Os. And it was okay. The first 10-15 pages were okay, but I did watch a couple reviews on this, and I just don't think it's going to be a book for me. It started with Ava. She's writing from, look, you guys. And he's breathing heavy because he was just outside. I was meeting his needs, but he's still being a bugaboo. Okay, so Ava, there were 3 of us. She's writing from a cave. Now there's 2, or now there's not. Doesn't say how many, now there's not. That was on 9/3/22. I went to hike in the Adirondacks with coworkers, Megan and Chad. So that's kind of all you get out of the beginning of the first chapter. And then it goes to another point of view, Savannah in isolation, thinking about a girl named Michelle. And her mom calls to check on her mental health, and her mom rants about her dad, and they have a pending divorce. So she's soon to be the adult child of divorced parents. And then it goes back to Ava. She talks about how they got lost in the woods. Chad had rerouted them to meet another guy. Ava resisted, but there were caves promised. And then that other girl that was on the trip, Megan, was like, yeah, let's go. And I think that I'm getting the impression that Ava kind of had a crush on Megan. So they went, and that's how they got lost, is what I'm gathering. That's just the first 10 pages. So, I mean, spoilers light, I guess, very light. Now, this one, I think I will put on hold. It's The Intrigue by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I have not read a Sylvia Moreno Garcia yet. And this one seems, I think I would like it. It starts out with a guy named Ulysses. He's talking about how his dad taught him how to be a con. It's 1943 in Mexico. He's living in like a hotel. He's meeting up with a guy named Moises. He says he's broke after his dad's illness, so I think his dad has passed away. Moises flirts with the idea of hiring him on, but more as like a robber, so kind of like a gigolo robber. And he's like, yeah, that seems very low down, because Ulysses's thing is more of like, not a super long con, but a con nonetheless, not just straight up taking somebody's jewelry and whatever they have at the hotel. So he's like, yeah, I would never do that. I think, yeah, this one is going to go on hold on my Libby, and then when I can get it on my Kindle, I will read this one. So my goal is to sample 2 more books tonight, and then continue with my Robin Hobb Royal Assassin. I got my sheets in the wash right now, so I will be sleeping on clean sheets tonight. Nothing better. And I got a little gift in the mail. I needed something for hot coffee for when I go back to work. I don't really have anything to put hot coffee in. And so this is perfect. Hydro jug. This is like a kind of, what would you call this? It's a sage, maybe? Does it say on here? It just says Coffee Traveler Courtyard. I don't know if that's the color or the style. Anyway, love it. It was on my wish list, and now I can drink I had an Americano today. I went out for coffee with my friend who just got back from Florida. She spent like a month in Florida, and we usually get lattes, and I think we're just getting old because we both got Americanos this morning, and it hit. Like, it was perfect. I got a decaf Americano, and she got a half calf Americano. We do this thing where we like I just save everything that I don't want, clothing, jewelry, whatever, and see if she wants it, because we're similar in size. And she had this bag I had a bag for her, she had a bag for me. So she gave me some work sweaters. She's like, this doesn't really scream you, but I know you'll wear it to work. So it's like a white sweater with some hearts on it. And I'll wear it to work. And then a striped cardigan type sweater, I think. Oh no, it's a crew neck. Black and white. She knows not to give me anything with color. And then she brought me some gifts back from Florida, and these were necessary gifts, okay? This is a evil eye bracelet, and where is look at this, an evil eye dish. Oh, I'm so excited. She's the best. And then she gave me some protein coffee and some stuff for my kid. She saved some Mexican candy for my kid. And then she had bought a bunch of nails in the past, and she doesn't like wearing nails. So she just gave them to me. And so we have some, oh my God, these are toes. I've never done toes before. I actually have pretty nice toenails, so I would pass these on. But we have some French tips, BT Art Box French tips, and some more toes. I don't know who I know that needs some toenails, and some citrusy square nails, and ooh, some kind of nude pink Glamnetic almonds. And then, ooh, I've been wearing a lot of these purple, kind of light purple, misty colored, so those. What else is in here? This is actually the glue that I use. How does she know that? That's crazy. And I think a little card pouch she gave me. I made out like a bandit. I love this. And even this pouch. These come with something. These come in a subscription. I've seen these pouches before. I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, get you a friend that you guys just trade stuff with each other. And then whatever, like, I pass to her and she passes to me that we don't want, we either pass them on or we donate them. So it's that simple. Okay, yeah, so I started a movie. I started Echo Valley on Apple TV, and it's Julianne Moore and Sydney Sweeney. It's pretty good. It's a thriller. It's about this mom who keeps kind of enabling her daughter. Her daughter, played by Julianne Moore, plays the mom. Sydney Sweeney plays the child, adult child. She keeps asking her mom for money, and her mom keeps trying to help her out, but she's got like a drug problem, right? And even her ex-husband's like, no, we're not supposed to help her out anymore. You know what the counselor said, but the mom just cannot help herself. She keeps helping out her daughter. And then her daughter gets herself into a huge jam, and it seems like the mom is still going to cater to her kid and kind of help her out of the jam, but at what cost? And then like all the twists and turns are starting. So it's pretty decent. I have it on pause right now because my husband and kid ran to Costco, and I could tell my husband was like halfway into it. So I'm like, should I finish it now, or should I just wait until he gets back and see if he wants to finish it? I don't know. Maybe I'll text him. That's the plan. Get the fresh sheets back on, and that'll probably be it. I'll probably call it a night after that. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go on a walk with a coworker / friend if it doesn't rain. I'll keep you guys posted.
I'm just a little lady.
You're a little lady?
Look.
Little old lady?
Look.
Yeah.
I'm trying the small ones. How small these ones are.
They're not small, they're huge. Out pretty much all of my plans this week, which is kind of fine because I feel like I have a horrible sty, and it's one of the more painful styes I've ever had. So if you've never had one before, it's kind of like a pimple that forms in your lash line, and every time you blink, it hurts. So I've had those a million times. It's whatever. I know that it's going to last a couple days and then I'll be better. I'm going to throw out my waterproof mascara because I think that's what's been doing it. I've had 2 styes in the past couple weeks and I've washed everything. So throwing out the waterproof mascara. I didn't record it all yesterday because I felt like crap. I also have been having like a flank pain, like a kidney stone possibly. I'm hoping not, because one of the worst pains in my entire life was a kidney stone a couple of years ago. That was my first one ever, and it was a brutal one, like no dignity, like on the floor, wanting them to just like knock you out. That's the level of pain I was in, and I've had 4 kids, so I know my pain scale is accurate. Let's hope it's not that, like, especially because I'm going on this trip. It's fine right now. It usually is like nighttime, but it's that same feeling that I had last time, just a different area, because last time I felt it more in my stomach area, and this time it's more in the flank. And you know, those things could take days, weeks, months to move. If it is that, I don't know. I did get, I got some reading done. I am at page 250 on Royal Assassin. It's kind of hitting a little lull. Like you can see whenever I don't have tabs for a while, that's kind of a lull to me. So we'll see. I know in the first one it felt like that a little bit from time to time. Um, like I said, I'd love to finish this before my trip, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I have 2 days before I leave. And then I did do some more sampling, so I did 10 to 15 pages of each of these. This one, The Mortons by Scott Westerfield and Justine Larbalestier, it read a little YA for me, and it's about this family that it's kind of like Ready or Not. So that's why I thought I was gonna really like this one. It felt like it was gonna be like Ready or Not, but it read just a little too new adult for me. It starts out with two cousins, Jessica and Peter. She's teaching him how to escape buildings on a college campus. They're both in college, I think. Their names are the Mortons. They have this big family, and they keep going on and on about how proud Grandma will be, how proud it would make Grandma for this Peter kid to learn this skill. And then Peter ends up, spoiler, first couple pages, spoiler, but Peter ends up falling out of the building and dying. And the one of the last lines was the Jessica girl calling her grandma and being like, "Grandma, it's done." So I guess that was the plan from the beginning, was to kill off Peter. That's how it starts. And then this one is starting out really good. I am going to put this one on hold. This one, no. This one, yes. Melissa Albert's The Children. And, oh, it's a Lucky Day book from my library. So they must have a lot of copies of this one. See, I have a lot of notes already. Enos and Guinevere are at a place or a home when it opens up where a librarian used to live. They're flipping through books. Somebody finds a ticket that says admits to, I don't know what that whole little prologue thing was about, but when it first really starts, chapter 1, Guinevere is getting her makeup done professionally by a girl named Allison, who tells her how much she loved her mother's writing. So Guinevere's mother was a writer. She wrote a whole series called the Ninth City books, and Allison is telling her, "Oh my God, those books, like, they got me through such a hard time." And she goes, "My mother had passed away when I was little too." And so they hug and they have like this little bonding experience. Now Guinevere is getting her makeup done because she's having some kind of interview with this guy, and the guy ends up being a real dick to her. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not really a fan of those Ninth City books. Don't you think you're being a little immature by writing?" Because I think the books were about her own kids, Guinevere and Enos. And she's like writing that out and still acting like she's the child of her mother as an adult, And she says that she's doing that because she wants to cash the checks. Well, that's what she tells this guy. Kind of like, think about, Gone Girl, Amy. She was the character in her mom's books or her mom or dad's books, and then she continued to ride that out and make appearances and stuff on the basis of that. So I think that's what this Guinevere is doing. The books are said to be more dark. When people grow up and they talk about the books, they're like, "Oh, those were way too dark. We shouldn't have been reading those as kids." Like, yeah, on the surface they seem like little kid fantasies, but they're very dark. So I think it's going to go into, I know it's got like, it's blurred by Stephen King, so I know it's got like fantasy, maybe horror elements. It's blurred by Mona Awad, Paul Tremblay, Alex E. Harrow, Olivia Blake, Heather Fawcett, and Shay Earnshaw. Anyway, yes, this one is going on hold. So we've got those. I need to do a couple more samples. We went out yesterday for our anniversary dinner, like a couple days belated, but that's just how it worked out. And I got a perfect salmon. My husband got barbacoa. My kid got a burger and fries. They had shoestring fries, which I have not seen in forever. And he usually does not even eat his fries, and he tore those fries up. They were heavily salted, and he's a salt lover. So we did that, and then I got the creme brulee, and it was delicious. And came home, we watched Cape Fear, the old Cape Fear, with Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, and Jessica Lange. And that was bizarre to watch something from 1991. It just feels like it does feel so dated now. And I mean, I was alive when that was when that was made, but it feels very ancient. So we watched, Juliette Lewis too. So Juliette Lewis is the only character that's in the movie and then also made an appearance on the series that we had just finished up. So we watched Cape Fear, and then I did a rewatch of The River Wild, which is also from the 90s. These are both free to watch on YouTube. And The River Wild is Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon and then some other names that I can't think of right now. But it's their family is going on Meryl Streep's family is going on a whitewater rafting trip, her husband, and one of their kids. but they run into some bad guys out on the river. And so it's about them trying to, not ruffle the bad guys' feathers, do what they say, and then, just from the preview, you would see that they're trying to like get away from these bad guys. And it's cheesy because it's 90s, but it's also really good. And I love a summer survival adventure type of movie in the summertime. So we watched that. Plus, there's a dog that kind of helps. The family brings their dog with them, and the dog kind of helps them along on the journey. So that makes my kid like it even more. And of course, who doesn't love a dog in a movie as long as nothing bad happens to the dog? So we watched that, and then I just went up and was reading Royal Assassin until I passed out. I actually had to take some meds because of my pain. So I took some Tylenol, and I took a Unisom, and I took some D-Manos for my like kidney health. We'll see. We'll see what it does. Today, I have editing to do. I need to do a hair wash and nails, full hair wash day, nail day, paint my toenails, do all that. And I will take you along with me on that, and then I'll probably wrap this up so that I can maybe do a prep for vacation type vlog. I don't know. We're just going on vibes. Okay. I am super pissed because the other day my kid, I don't know where he learned this move. I was telling him something from the bathroom and he decided to slam the door, which it won't slam because I have a rack over my door with a whole bunch of stuff on it, right? And as soon as he did it, he was like, oh, sorry. Like, he knew he messed up. And at the time, I didn't think anything got messed up. I was like, okay, it's fine. And I started gathering everything that was on the shelves and put it back. But now I realize that it scratched my glasses a little. And I'm not happy. I'm not a happy camper. Speaking of camp, these are the final 3 books that I sampled. And the first one being A Murder Most Camp started out really, really good. I'm definitely putting this one on hold. It starts out this guy who is 29. He gets his inheritance at 30, right? So he's 29. He's living off his rich, wealthy parents, grandparents. The whole line of them have been wealthy. And he does whatever he wants. He pretty much just lives on yachts, and he drives a Porsche and runs around doing whatever, screwing whatever. Like, he is tanned and dressed and he's out there, right? He's the it guy. Well, his dad pulls him in one day and says, hey, you have to, in order to get your inheritance when you turn 30 next year, you have to do something philanthropic. And so I want you to meet up with your grandma, which isn't really his grandma, it's his grandpa's wife, who went to high school with him. So she married, his grandpa. She went to high school with him and she married his grandpa. They have a kid together. The kid works at a summer camp. And so his philanthropic summer involves him going to work at the summer camp with his aunt, who's 12. So he's going to be 30 and he's working with like these, well, no, I guess maybe she's just an attendee or something. He's a counselor there. He's the oldest counselor and he has to try to fit in at this camp and live like he's never lived before because he's been living on like, $100 meals every pop. There is a murder at the camp and there's some lore, and it turns out there's a murder hidden beneath camp lore, and someone there will stop at nothing to keep it that way. So yes, definitely putting this one on hold. This sounds like a really good time. Hemlock Bay, I don't really remember what I read the first. It wasn't that memorable. I still think I would give it a shot. It's a mystery, and I know that it's told in journal form at first. So you get somebody's journal entries and they're like, I'm going to be a killer by the end of the year. And then somewhere enters this amateur sleuth, and I don't know if she finds the journal. I don't know. Probably not going to put that on hold for now. That was Murder Most Camp is by Nicholas DiDomizio, and then this one is by somebody Edwards. Now, I did it. I read the first 15 pages of Frida McFadden's The Divorce, and I'm hooked. She just has some kind of crack that she sprinkles on here. I know this is not going to be anything to write home about, but I also know that it's going to be fast and it's going to be entertaining. So The Divorce, it starts out this woman's out running errands with her kid or picking her kid up from practice. She gets home, the door won't open with her key. Garage door won't open either with her smart system, and then the front door won't open with her key. She bangs on the door. The husband answers. He gives the kid a hug. The kid runs up to his room to go to bed, and he goes, "We have to talk." And he tells her that her bags are packed. He is having the house renovated, and he needs her to get out first with those bags and head to Italy to his parents' old apartment that they don't live in anymore, or townhouse or something. And that him and the kid will follow the next day. And this is going to be her birthday present, this kitchen renovation that she didn't ask for. But, like, again, her garage door wasn't working, the garage door opener wasn't working, the front door wasn't working. He wants her out of the house immediately. So she knows something is up. She just doesn't know what. And I take it she's going to head over to Italy. I don't know. But, you know, Freedom McFadden, there's going to be a lot of twists. There's going to be a lot of turns. There's going to be a lot of red herrings. And then it's going to circle back to something that happened towards the beginning. I think I've kind of caught on to her little systems and stuff. So I will be reading this, and I will be keeping my eye open for, like, those characters towards the beginning of the book that you don't think will pop up again, but they always do. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I have a lot of books to put on hold. I have to get going. I have to take these books back because I don't want them hanging over my head while I'm on this trip. And then I have to start packing and stuff. So I'm going to close this out. That was, all the books that I sampled except for Strangers. I did not sample Strangers, and I will not be. If you watched this all the way to the end, thank you very much. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, and I'll see y'all soon.